Let's talk about those Dolphins. Vlad, we have a small sample size, but a sample size. You can agree on that.
Yes.
Let's look at some of the good and the bad. I would say the thing that stands out the most, the sexiest, is Devon Achane. But that's not what I think is the biggest plus. The biggest plus is how accurate and how beautiful Tua Tagovailoa and how healthy he has played these first 4 games. Would you say that's the biggest plus for the Miami Dolphins? I mean, head and shoulders before the Buffalo game, especially, and shoulders above not only the league, but the second best quarterbacks in a lot of different categories.
Nothing. Dolphins have nothing to worry about. Offensively, they have nothing to worry about except for their O-line. They've got problems with their defense, and there's always your field goal kicker. But other than those 2 things, I think you're good, man.
Good job, Vlad. I'm trying to go through the pluses, and you've already jumped into the negatives, man.
The pluses are all. There's nothing really.
I want to feel good for a little bit. I want to get high.
Fam, you acting like one damn loss is like, oh my God, the world. All right, then there's nothing to worry about.
That's not what people are saying. I'm saying I just want to get high for a little bit, and then we'll get low.
We're always gonna get high. Who cares about what people? Who cares about what these numbnuts are saying, man?
But I love the fact that Tua Tagovailoa has come out there and silenced any critic.
Top 3 MVP.
And if he's healthy, you can no longer deny that he is an elite quarterback.
He's absolutely he is a top 10 quarterback, and he's a quarterback that could lead your franchise into a Super Bowl. And right now, he's a top 5 quarterback right now. That's not top 5.
Let's talk about that sexy.
And he's a top 5 MVP candidate.
Yeah, for sure. Look at the number. The numbers don't lie. Now, let's talk about that sexy Devon Achane. He has looked real deal. I told you after the first preseason game in person, you could see he was figuring things out on the fly real quick. And you're like, this guy's going to make a difference. More speed, more better. I really like the way they use him. And I really like the elements that he brings, whether it be running back, whether it be receiver, whether it be kind of like a third down back, one of those guys. I really like the speed and the talent that he has really brought to this team. And look at it, 6 touchdowns in his first 3 games that he's played.
It's good that
only the 4th player to do so.
It's good that he's showing what his talent right now. That way you're not overextending or overusing Mostert, even though everybody thinks he's going to take over Mostert's take most of the carries over Mostert.
I don't know. Mostert's pretty good.
But you still got to use. I think you got to use that 1-2 combination.
Oh yeah.
The odd man out is the guy that's probably coming out of an IR, which is Jeff Wilson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But listen. The thing that we said prior to the season beginning is that the Dolphins are talented, but they're top heavy. They're top. And when injuries do happen in certain positions, you start seeing, I don't want to say the lack of depth, but guys may not be ready right now. So that's why you're making a move for Chase Claypool. You're probably gonna have to sign another lineman, sooner or later. You know what I'm saying?
Something.
Like, you've had secondary injuries in the secondary. You've had, any major hit. It's gonna really, it affects any team, but the Dolphins right now with the way they're moving, the way they're
walking
minus
a tight
that
line.
Buffalo, minus that Buffalo game last week, they've been moving very, very effectively, and any significant injury is going to stop that.
Let me break it down for you. One more thing. Allow me to be high now. We don't know which way this is going to go, but I am very excited and very happy with the Chase Claypool trade. Look, I know he's got his issues.
You know what?
It's in here. It's in his head. It's between the ears.
You're right. You know what? If he works out, the guy's size and talent, pause. But you can never have
enough speed, enough talent.
You can never have enough
receivers when you got a great quarterback.
Let me tell you this: if there's one position you can never have enough, there's two positions. DB and wide receiver, you can never have enough of.
Right. Load us up.
Load them up.
We want to be a track team. We got another track star. Yeah, between the ears a little bit. But look, you basically give up a 6th-round pick in 2025. If he works out, beautiful. Another weapon. And we know Eric Uzukama, who I'm very high on.
Banged up, right the neck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And River Craycraft, both on the IR. They're going to be out. So those are some of your weapons.
So that's 4 weeks. You're happy that Chosen has played well. I don't know. Listen, this guy, I always laugh when Omar was said he was like the 7th or 8th highest paid player on the Dolphins, but Cedric Wilson, right? Your wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
he's gonna have to step up. He's gonna have to step up, and So adding more, a guy who's been a starter, a guy who's played with a good
With
quarterback
Pittsburgh, he
in
was
Ben.
great.
He was very good.
He was in a rough
I don't know if
situation
he
with
was
the
great.
Bears.
But he's also put a lot of this on himself. So
Yeah.
you got to understand, this is your last
But
chance,
that's
and you're with a great offense. You're with a wide receiver in Tyreek and Waddle. You're with a great quarterback who could probably, who's gone through a lot of adversity himself, so who could probably teach you some things and give you an ear to talk to.
Well, that's the other thing. And say what you want about Tyreek Hill, but he can maybe take Chase Claypool under his wing and say, "Listen, young man, I've been through my troubles too. I've had my issues. This is what you need to do. Let me guide you." I think Tyreek Hill can be a good leader for this guy. And this guy, Chase Claypool, maybe he realizes now this is my last chance. I have to do this could be a reformation project. You get another great weapon. This is what I love about it, Vlad. He works out, he gets in the right situation, he balls out, 6th round pick, 2025. Awesome. He doesn't work out, he's a head case, never really plays. You took a flyer with a 6th round pick, 2025. I don't want to hear Tom Brady was a 6th round pick. I know that. But I'm okay with risking a 6th round pick to maybe possibly get another very, very good receiver. Is that crazy?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, what's a 6-yard? I mean,
Yeah, what's a 6 round pick? What's Tom Brady? Come on, I'm joking.
Like 1 out of a million.
One
The
out of a
players that
million.
are selected, like, yeah, you get those, but
Alright,
come on.
let's talk.
And by the time you're drafting in the 6th round,
Yeah.
you're literally drafting a guy in the 7th round.
Yeah.
You might as well say he's like a first cousin of Mr. Irrelevant. He's not that far.
Right. And then you still have that 7th round pick that you basically swapped. So I mean, you lose a couple positions at the end of the draft, you're going to be okay, I think, for the most part. Now we're going to look at some of those negatives. That defense, man, it is glaring. It is. I'm hoping they're still growing and learning Vic Fangio's system, and they're not totally comfortable yet.
I don't think fans like some of the players from training camp. You start thinking about some of the comments he made about the team when he was looking at them during training camp. Now you could see why, man. You could see why.
I was a little upset. I'm still a little upset with Xavier Howard for not, going ahead and taking the leadership and saying, I got Stephon Diggs, Cater, sorry. Jalen Ramsey would have been nice. Jalen Ramsey would have been nice on Stephon Diggs. But that's the cards were dealt. The defense has been shoddy. It has just been shoddy. You said it.
I'm happy you used that vowel.
Shotty.
No, I'm happy you used that vowel. You could have used the other one with the I.
That's why I said, yeah.
But
you said, look back now. I mean, you played the Chargers and they ran up and down the field on you.
Chargers ran the ball.
New England
up and down. New England.
That
might have been New England's best offensive performance.
They can't move the ball in practice.
But I think wait a minute. Is that yes. They scored 17 points?
They were horrible against the Cowboys. I watched that game.
Against you guys with the second best performance. I think they played Philadelphia. They scored 20. But
Broncos, the Broncos had a big game against the Bears last week.
Broncos did move the
13.
ball.
They scored 13 basically.
Broncos did move the ball against you guys, but I could flip it and say they were getting blown out.
String,
No, but not even that. It was blowout. So Russell had to throw the ball.
Right, that's true.
They weren't going to run the ball
Plus,
anymore.
you were playing some of your second and third string. So, I mean, that 300 yards, it's 300 yards. But the other kind of negative that I'm worried, Teron Armstead. You warned me, Vlad. You warned me. And I kept saying, no, we'll figure out something. He'll get all right. He has been just nothing but hurt.
It's just, dude, you can count on it, bro. It's bad. It's not like I'm saying it out of jest or saying it, to make, I'm not saying to make fun of him or to be, be foul, but you look at his career, it's a track record, man.
Yeah.
He's going to miss 4 to 5 games. Like that's almost guaranteed.
And I'll give you another negative, which you alluded to, which I'm not so concerned about. You said the kicking game. A lot of people are hating on Sanders. I think it'll be all right. I really do. Makes all of his extra points.
And kick a field goal when it matters. Or
you haven't really needed one.
To extend the lead. What do you mean you never needed one? Fam.
You were never in that Buffalo game after 14-14.
Yeah, but you could have lost that Charger game. Don't get that twisted now.
Didn't.
But you could have.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
All right. He missed what should have extended the lead.
I think as the season goes on, things will kind of even out. I think it'll be okay. I'm not going to hit the panic button yet on the kicking game. We'll have to wait and see, though. Nonetheless,